Yo, what's good, everyone? It's DiGiTMerc. It's time. I actually have decided to talk about a debate that's been going on for some time, among the Overwatch universe. So it's about the debate between the 5v5 or 6v6, right? And I thought give my point of view of that and talk about it a little bit before I proceed into season 10 and this and there and yeah. So basically, what I think is about, I've been thinking, what if, for example, what if the 5v5 would have started at the beginning with Overwatch 1 back in the days already, because if you think about it, Overwatch 1 back in the days, the character rosters were maximum to around 20 heroes, right? You had, among the tanks, you had probably only Reinhardt, Ryan, right, Hawk, Winston, Diva, Zarya, having 5 tanks over there back days at the beginning, right? You had your offensive and defense DPS and your supports, right? Support healers, right? And I mean, the tanks alone back in the days were actually good enough to be worthy in a so-called 5v5 comp, because first of all, there wasn't much counters yet. I mean, there wasn't that much counters before before Anna appeared, before Sombra appeared, before you know Brigitte appeared, before Orisa came out, and so many other ones. Before that, it was just this so-called raw Overwatch One characters. No, they used to be, I say, much more impactful than you would think today. Even though it feels better now because they are more fluent. Now you have Reinhardt that you can usually play more like. I don't say they can compromise. I say like the way he performs. Like you can really control his charge. You can really like control his charge the way he go uh, more accurately. You have double like fire strikes. You can have like this called a little bit minus the 600 less HP shield on his shield, right? And obviously Reinhardt now feels a lot better, but because for instance, the comp side of the day in the Overwatch 2 with the 5v5, it's like night and day, right? If this Reinhardt now, in the current stage, right, would have been in the Overwatch 1 since the beginning, yeah, with the 5v5 as original comp, for example, yeah, this Reinhardt, I mean, this type of comp would have been so much different, and I think a 6v6 wouldn't have been a problem to some point of time, because, as much there were much lesser heroes, much more lesser stuns, much more less of these CCs and all this counterplays. 5-5 was literally a good would have been, say not good, but would have been good start of choice, start of comp choice, team comp choice at the beginning, right? But the question is, how long would have been lasting long? I mean, how long would have been started to go like it's today with T55 in Overwatch 2 times era now. So and it's a little bit of a bargain in both ways, both sides, up and downs there. But the majority, if you compare it between Overwatch 1 5v5 or Overwatch 2 5v5, and then compare then the vice versa meta, it's basically Overwatch 1 6v6 and the Overwatch 2 6v6. Yeah, say Phantom type of um, possible potential that is that scenario, right? Or the basically Overwatch 2 5v5. comp, right? It's like, um, I mean, with all the heroes that has Overwatch 2 now, with 40 heroes, like 40 heroes, right? It must so much makes more so much sense to have like a 6v6 now, because you have how many tanks you have? You have decent. You have in Overwatch 2. You have now how many tanks? You have Reinhardt, Hawk, Winston, Diva, Zarya, the old ones, right? Then you have Doomfist, the work tank, Sigma, um, Bow, Mauga, Orisa, um, Ramatra, Jungle Queen. You have at least like 12 tanks now, 12, right? And you have one tank role in the 5v5. And out of tank role, you have like 12 tanks. It's like really like limited way of how you can play with the tank. No, it's like with the tank wise into your comp is so much little bit limited way of how you can play tanks around. No, because you always are being forced to play one tank, and then if you have this counter play, counter meta now, you are being forced to play against the reverse counter or the counter against the other counter now, and that this does not improvise any more new type of insanity to fun or like eager to play this type of comps now, because you're always getting like involuted into this 5v5 with one tank, two supports and two healers, right? Two healers and two DPS, right? I mean the base form of the two DPS, two healers, since Overwatch 1 and 2 also has been changed a lot. I mean, um, today deals two. I mean, I'd say let's say at the bust chain, I say tanks important, but supports and DPS today are the majority. What I think can easily, let's say, outplay the so-called of the what do you call the most important like strategic point in terms of flanking and diving, protecting, or like peeling, and this. For one tank, it is impossible to do everything. At the same value, at the same quality, at the same let's say high, the same uh, level, right? As it would have been like as would you compare with the DPS healer roles instead. No, you have the I mean, on top of it, no, there are like heroes today. If you would play from as a new beginner, right, a new fresh Overwatch 2 comer, like to play tank, right? Back in the days, tank like Reinhardt, I mean, he would be, let's say, a quite formidable tank for a long period of time, from low ranks all the way to the up ranks, jammed, right? But now, if you would play Ryan in this 5v5, in today's rank, in today's Overwatch 2, it would be a obnoxious experience. I'd say it's impossible, but it would be so much different experience, so much different experience to play Reinhardt as a new player tank who was like to play go into tank entire tank that is nice and would have been friendly for beginner or like, getting into it. Reinhardt playing now with Overwatch 2 in this current meta in this current Overwatch state would be like really a hustle, and like definitely uh definitely uh definitely the other choice would have been to play the easier choice, more like friendly choice to play to learn tank would be right off the bat Orisa. No, why Orisa? Because Orisa in Overwatch 2 has been like made her since she has been working into the Overwatch 2 tank. She is known today. All the way she has been like tweaks in there and some buffs in there, but in the overall progression night, Orisa has been on a steady rise. Now, if you compare all the rankings or the stats in there, you see Orisa is really on top in the tank matter and always still picked. Cause why? Cause Orisa is so much. Even though she doesn't have a shield to protect like others, like Rhino or something, but she has this ability that allows her to actually counter, to outplay, to control and manage the opponents regardless who they are. Of course, there are other ones who actually can counter her, but at the same time, uh, a majority, a good Ariza player can evenly like try to, let's say, with less value. I mean, with more value, with less risk, but with a better gain to actually indulge with team comps and actually more gain like the wins at the end. No, unlike you would compare with Ryan in today's comp or today's Overwatch 2 era. Even with the I think when talk about now time with the season 10 Reinhardt changes and current build, balance build, right? But other hand, it feels like at the end the 5v5 is not a long-term solution at all. Even though you have a little bit of freedom, you don't have the freedom. You have where the freedom lies in the 5v5 is not the tank role, right? It's more like in the DPS support role because they have two support, two DPS. They can basically play it the way you want. The flanking, dive, rush, brawl, choke, poke, this and there. While the tanks, they have one dimension, they have to create this one perimeter. They can optimally play around the teammates, communicate them they want to dive, rush, well, there's a brawl, or choke, poke, this and there. But at the same time, their freedom is not that their freedom, the way they should have played. With Overwatch 2 compared to Overwatch 1, with these 6v6, the tank had much more, and it's an impact. It's had, yeah, I can say also impact, but also more like the, let's say, multiple ways or transcendental ways of how they can actually compete tanks, outplay the tanks, and with different type of comp strategy, decided to dive with Zaya, then or Reinhardt gets charged, and Zaya gives the bubble Nuke as a support, or or Risa shows this uh, what do you call this ball up, and then Hawk used to able to hook out of the barriers, or outside of the barriers, and then or obviously you had this double shield murder with Sigma or Risa, and then you had obviously Doomfist for the first time, the character who was able to play into the double shield meta because he was the only character that was the best character that could play against into the double shield. But then a lot of has been changed again. Big came out, Orisa came out, so many some more stance came out, counterplay, like sort of potential counterplays. Like this called Doomfist short meta was again in a dormant, and so much many other things has been just convoluted and top down and buffed, nerfed, this and there. And the end is just like was a roller coaster between for one party having more fun, the rest for the other party having less fun now. And although in the end it's like it surely does not feel the fun for other ones because as personally my ratio right in the whole proposition, so whole ratio in Overwatch 1 were like 50, 40 tank DPS or 40, 50% tank DPS. A little bit I'm healer, but I didn't play much healer. But mostly tank or DPS, right? My like my profile most main character are still like Ryan, Doom, Hawk, no? With Hawk, Doom being well worked as a tank. Yeah, I have a super tank, so basically like I don't have a problem with with having the tank arsenal. On top of with Overwatch 2, also have Fallen Kin with Junket V and Ramatra, no? And I don't. Even Diva, I like to play with her because she's mobile. She's like a mech, and you can basically also countervise the way you like to play. And then sometimes, when I get fed up, a little bit fed up, let's say in the neutral side, I don't. I just don't think about. I just take. I take Eraser and I just boom, press the key button and just no, I know how to play as well. It's not that difficult. Just you have to manage your cooldowns, this and there, when to use the javelin, spinning, this and there, use your fortify, right time, when to use her ultimate in the good, moment, this and there. And yeah, I mean, she does so much more value in one's potential fights if you know how to do this. Regardless who you fight against. Of course, you have Ramatra. Ramatra was Maugar, but also the Maugar instead, for example, is more again in a straight one v one. Maugar obviously rips Orisa, right? Well, I mean, like this now. But if you have the comp that doesn't have so much support to support Maugar's tank, no, what you call a necessity, to keep him alive against a Razor in the comp. This would be difficult, no. So in the end, I say just to close down the topic, I say let Blizzard please, out of fun, experiment the tab, give a Overwatch 2 one, a Overwatch 1 and or 2 experience tab to test out the 6v6 comp in Overwatch 2. Just let it go. Let's have a try. I mean, for myself, for example, I have been now since this season, for a short disclaimer, right? The season 2 stand now, the season started now. I've tried now playing the arcade version, the town mode, in the clash mode, on the Hanoka, right, the ex Hanomura map that has been now as a clash mode. That's on currently Terrell. I say this map, this type of mode, I have much more fun now than I had with the flash mode, right? With the free capture the points, right? Tug of war, not just there, or even push mode, no. But it did end the current tower meta, right? Current meta mode, the clash on Hanoka is so much fun. It feels like real feels like a little bit of the Overwatch one times. Yeah, it is not one. It's not the two CP, but it's like multiple CPs, and you just go on, and this whole fan much more fun to play because it's always a movement. You have to go there, come back, go back there, go there, and the whole map is like the whole 5 points from one to the other, and all the back and forth is like this whole battleground, and there's no such of a, I would say, competitive or a potential of having this playable burnouts because these maps just bring the vibe of old Overwatch 1 maps with revamped style and reworked. This there in a new mode, and I must say this is actually quite fun. I wish like this would have been now would come more often, you know. Yeah, and otherwise I think I'm gonna stay there and leave it there and let me know what you think about exactly. I mean, let me know in your thoughts. How would you feel if Overwatch 1 started off with 5-5 and eventually moved with Overwatch 2 to 6-6? Because remember, Overwatch 2 was meant to be 6-6 anyways. When 2019 BlizzCon and Jeff was still there and did announce that it's like this, and Overwatch 1 would be a main Overwatch 1, while Overwatch 2 was meant to be Overwatch 2 with the PvE content, right? Two separate things, but it's all got scrapped that, and it's all now like almost back to the root with the modern Overwatch 2 5v5. So let me know in the comments, and otherwise, I'll be seeing you in the next one. Cheers.